Love, a topic that each of us has at least experienced once, but do you truly understand it? Why are some relationships strong and lasting, while others easily fall apart? When starting a relationship, not only women but even men face indescribable emotions. Although they may appear strong and confident on the outside, deep down, they too fear emotional hurt. One of the most common feelings men experience when in love is the fear of being hurt. They fear that their feelings won't be reciprocated or that they'll face failure. So, how do we recognize this sign and understand their true emotions? Let's explore. Welcome to the Sophia's Knowledge channel, and my name is Sophia. This is where you will find valuable lessons and tips to help you build truly lasting love. In today's video, Sophia will explore 7 psychological types of men when they start loving someone, with real-life stories and insightful perspectives. Don't miss out on advice that could change the way you perceive and live in love. You'll definitely feel more comfortable if you find a quiet place and put on your headphones. Relax and get ready to absorb the positive messages in today's video. Are you ready to embark on this journey with Sophia? Let's get started. Number 1. Excitement and the desire to conquer. When men start loving. When a man begins to love, the first and most common feeling is excitement and the desire to conquer. This is the initial stage when his emotions are overflowing, making all his actions and thoughts focus on the woman he's interested in. This is the moment when he feels full of energy, wanting to make a strong impression and present himself in the most attractive way possible. Excitement when falling in love. The moment a man realizes he has feelings for someone, he experiences a special excitement. Everything related to her becomes interesting and worth exploring. If before, he might have casually passed hundreds of faces without noticing, now, just seeing her smile can brighten his entire day. This excitement manifests in many ways. He will want to know everything about her, her likes, habits, what she loves, and even what she dislikes. When men fall in love, they start to become real researchers, carefully noting down even the smallest details that they might not usually pay attention to. If she likes a specific type of coffee, he will purposely buy it to understand why she enjoys it. If she likes a particular movie or book, he will try to watch or read it to naturally engage in conversation with her. These actions are not just ways of showing interest, but also clear signs of the desire to conquer. Men's instinct to conquer. Along with excitement, when men fall in love, their instinct to conquer also strongly emerges. For them, pursuing a woman is not just about feelings, but also a fascinating challenge. They want to stand out in her eyes, prove that they are worthy, and can bring the best things to her. At this stage, men often express themselves more, not just through words but also actions. They will try to create special situations to impress her. If he was quiet before, now he will become more talkative when standing in front of the woman he likes. If he didn't care much about his appearance before, now he will start paying attention to his clothing and behavior to appear more attractive. He will also find ways to be closer to her. Invitations to meals, outings, daily check-in messages are ways to gradually build a connection. Especially during this stage, men are very good at creating little surprises to make the other person happy. A flower for no reason, a cup of bubble tea in the afternoon, or simply a timely caring word, all are highly effective conquest tactics. When conquering becomes an art. For many men, the process of conquering is like a psychological game full of fun. They not only want to express their feelings, but also want to make the other person feel the same way. Therefore, they often use clever psychological tactics, like creating a bit of mystery to stimulate curiosity or knowing how to maintain the right distance so the other person doesn't feel overwhelmed. One of the most interesting things in this phase is how men show their chivalry. No matter how cold or strong they may seem, when in love, they will naturally become caring. They are ready to help, protect, and do everything to make the woman feel safe. Small actions like pulling out a chair, holding an umbrella when it rains, or simply being there to listen when she needs, all these are clear signs that he is truly serious. When excitement and conquering become patience. However, excitement doesn't always lead to immediate success. Sometimes, men will face hesitation from the other person or even unexpected challenges. But if they truly love, they won't give up easily. Conquering is not just about speed, it's about patience. Men who mature in love will understand that what's important is not getting affection right away, but building a solid foundation for love to grow long-term. They are ready to take time so that the woman can feel secure and prove that their feelings are not just a passing infatuation but something serious and sincere. Finally, when men start loving, they enter an exciting phase where every thought and action is focused on the woman they like. This excitement is not just a fleeting emotion, but the motivation for them to try their best in the process of conquest. They want to show the best side of themselves, bring joy to the other person, and, more importantly, prove that they deserve that love. But what distinguishes a truly serious man from someone who is just infatuated is patience. A true love is not only built on romantic gestures in the beginning but also on how that man continues to maintain and cherish his feelings. And that is the most important thing in the journey of love. Everyone has a different perspective, and I would love to hear yours on this topic. Please leave a comment below and let's discuss. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to join me in the next videos. Let's continue together. Number 2. Confusion and anxiety. When men start loving. When a man begins to love, he is not always full of confidence and initiative. Sometimes, alongside excitement and the desire to conquer, he must also face a complex feeling, confusion and anxiety. This is the stage where his heart and mind are at odds, where he feels joy from the budding love but is also puzzled, not knowing how to express himself properly. Confusion from new feelings. When a man realizes he has feelings for someone, his mind will constantly revolve around the image of that person. However, unlike what many may think, not every man can immediately express strength and decisiveness. For those who have little experience in love or those who are truly serious, they may feel extremely confused about their own emotions. Some men will ask themselves, "Do I really like her? Is this a fleeting feeling or something lasting? What if she rejects me?" These questions repeat in their minds, causing them to want to express their feelings but also fear ruining everything. As a result, during this stage, you might see men exhibiting contradictory behaviors. One day, they might text constantly, seem caring and close, but the next day, they become quiet, seemingly avoiding. This isn't because they no longer like her, but simply because they don't know how to manage their emotions and are struggling with themselves. Anxiety from fear of rejection. One of the biggest fears men face when they start loving is the fear of rejection. No one wants to be a failure in love, especially when they have truly invested in a relationship. This anxiety makes men more cautious in every action. They will think a lot about how to text, how to talk, even how to smile or stand close to the person they like. They fear that if they make a mistake, the other person will lose interest, or worse, will never notice them again. Therefore, you might see them hesitate when confessing their feelings. They may have planned it many times, imagined all kinds of situations, but then postpone because they fear the timing is not right. They worry that if they move too fast, the other person will feel pressured. But if they go too slow, they fear someone else might come in first. Signs of confusion and anxiety. There are several clear signs to recognize when a man is in this stage, talking but not daring to make eye contact. When a man likes someone but lacks confidence, he may avoid looking directly into her eyes. He will look down, look elsewhere, or try to do something to hide his nervousness. Showing interest but sometimes distant. One day, he may be very caring, asking all sorts of questions, but the next day, he seems more distant. This happens when he is still struggling with his emotions, unsure whether to move forward or step back. embarrassed or awkward actions. When around the person he likes, a man may unconsciously become more clumsy than usual. He may drop things, stutter, or laugh awkwardly, not fully understanding why. Overthinking every text and every word. He will read and reread his messages before sending them, delete and rewrite them, or feel tense because he doesn't know how to respond impressively. Asking friends for advice on how to approach. Many men in this stage will turn to friends for advice. They want to know if they have a chance and what they should do to make the best impression. How to help men overcome this stage. Confusion and anxiety are inevitable when falling in love, but men can overcome them by accepting that emotions are natural. Don't pressure yourself to act perfectly. Instead of worrying about what might happen, let things unfold naturally. Getting to know the other person better. Understanding her personality and interests will help him feel more confident when approaching her, thus reducing unnecessary anxiety. Daring to step out of the comfort zone. If he keeps hesitating, the opportunity may slip away. An invitation for coffee or a sincere message of care could be the first step to overcoming confusion. Confidence in himself. Confidence is always an attractive factor. A man who understands his own worth will be less anxious and can express his feelings more naturally. Finally, confusion and anxiety are common states for men when they first fall in love. Although they may hide it with a strong exterior, inside, they are still struggling with their emotions. Fears about rejection, making mistakes, or missing out on the opportunity may make them shy and hesitant. However, the most important thing is not to let fear hold them back. Love is not just a feeling, but a journey. If a man can overcome initial confusion and anxiety, he will enter a new stage of love, where sincerity and courage truly make all the difference. If you're still watching the video, don't hesitate to comment the word continue. Leave your thoughts and questions below. I'm eager to hear your opinions, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to give Sophia more motivation to create even better and more meaningful videos. Let's continue together. Number 3. Light possessiveness but still keeping distance. When men start loving. When a man starts to love, his emotions are not just limited to excitement or confusion. A particular psychological stage will emerge, a feeling of light possessiveness while still keeping some distance. This is the time when men not only want to conquer the person they like but also begin to show subtle signs of wanting to claim ownership, while still maintaining some distance to ensure they aren't rushing things. This psychology may sometimes confuse the other person. Why does he seem to care and feel slightly jealous when I talk to others, but still doesn't fully show commitment? Let's take a deeper look at this psychology to better understand what men experience when they first fall in love. Light possessiveness, when he wants to keep you close. One of the most noticeable signs when men fall in love is that they start to pay more attention to the people around you. If before, it didn't matter to him where you went, what you did, or who you met, now, just seeing you being friendly with someone of the opposite sex will elicit a reaction, even if he doesn't say anything. However, the special thing about this possessiveness is that it doesn't manifest in a negative way like controlling behavior or excessive jealousy. Instead, it shows through small but clear actions, observing when you talk to someone else. He may not say anything, but his eyes will follow you, especially when you are happily chatting with another man. Sometimes, you might catch a slight tension or unusual silence from him after such moments, showing more care when a rival appears. If before, he would text casually, when he notices someone is approaching you, he will text more, ask more questions, or try to spend more time with you. This is his way of claiming his spot without saying it out loud. Inquiring subtly about your relationships. Men typically don't like to ask too much about others' private lives, but if he is interested in you, he will be curious about the important people in your life. He might ask casually, like, "Who do you hang out with most?" or "Is that guy your friend?" Trying to become someone special in your life. Some men express possessiveness by trying to become the person you think of first when something happy or sad happens. They will try to help you, listen to you more, or create special memories between the two of you. Why does he still keep a distance? Although there are signs of light possessiveness, men at this stage don't immediately jump into a full relationship. They still maintain some distance, and this can be due to several reasons: fear of rejection or losing control. A man may really like a woman, but if he's not sure that your feelings for him are strong enough, he won't rush to express everything. Keeping distance helps him control his emotions and avoid an early rejection. Wanting to test the other person's reaction. Not every man wants to pursue someone openly and directly. Some prefer to keep a distance to see if you show any interest in them. If you also demonstrate some signs of attraction, they will feel more confident to move forward. Not ready for a long-term commitment. Some men, even though they like you, may still be hesitant about whether they want to start a serious relationship. This can be due to past experiences or because they have other priorities in life. They will keep their feelings at a certain level to not lose you but won't fully commit themselves. Worried about ruining the current relationship. If you two are already close, like friends or colleagues, a man may hesitate because he fears that if he expresses his feelings and doesn't get a response, the relationship will become awkward. Therefore, he chooses to take small steps so as not to cause an abrupt change. What to do when a man is in this stage? If you notice a man showing signs of light possessiveness but still keeping a distance, show him that you care too. If you like him as well, don't let him guess for too long. Small signals like texting him first or showing enjoyment when you're with him can help him feel more at ease. Don't intentionally create jealousy. Some people think that making someone jealous will make them act faster, but in reality, this might cause them to pull back if they feel like they have no chance. Create opportunities for him to express himself comfortably. If he is still keeping his distance, he might be waiting for a clearer sign from you. Let things unfold naturally, spend more time together so that he can feel confident to move forward. Don't rush into asking for a commitment. This stage is still a time for both of you to get to know each other. Let things flow smoothly rather than putting pressure on him. Finally, the light possessiveness but still keeping distance psychology is a clear sign that a man likes you but isn't yet ready to express it openly. He cares, notices, and gets a little jealous when he sees you close to someone else, but at the same time, he maintains some distance to protect himself. Love is not always a straightforward journey. Sometimes, it requires phases of challenges and hesitation. The most important thing is that both of you can feel each other's emotions and find the right rhythm to move forward together. Number 4. Jealousy and the desire to protect. When men start loving. Love brings many different emotions, and for men, jealousy and the desire to protect are two strong feelings that they can hardly hide when they truly care about someone. If before, he may not have cared much about where you went or what you did, now, just seeing you close to another man will make him unable to suppress the discomfort inside. However, it is important to note that a man's jealousy when he is in love is not the same as extreme possessiveness or control. It is often accompanied by a desire to protect the person he loves, like a natural instinct of masculinity. This can make them both endearing and a bit impulsive, an interesting combination, but also a challenge in love. Jealousy, when feelings become deeper. Jealousy is the clearest sign that a man has started to see you as someone special to him. If before, he might have been indifferent when you hung out with someone else, now, he will pay more attention, feel uncomfortable, or even become silent when he sees you showing interest in someone of the opposite sex. Some common signs of light jealousy may include changes in facial expressions or reactions when you mention another man. If you talk about a funny male colleague or a male friend who helped you with something, he may go silent for a few seconds, give a forced smile, or even try to change the subject. Asking more about the men around you. He may ask about your close friends, especially those of the opposite sex. It's not because he wants to control you, but because he wants to understand his place in your heart. Being distant or upset for no apparent reason. If he's used to your attention but suddenly feels threatened by the appearance of another man, he may act strangely, texting less, replying curtly, or showing disinterest in the conversation. Being more present in your life. When men feel there is a rival, they often become more proactive in showing affection. He might start inviting you out more, paying more attention to the little things in your life, or simply texting more often to check in. However, this jealousy remains mild, not to the point of control or forbidding. He may be jealous but won't force you to stay away from others. On the contrary, he will try to make himself more important in your eyes so that you naturally prioritize him over others. The desire to protect, when a man's instinct kicks in. Alongside jealousy, another feeling that arises when men fall in love is the desire to protect their woman. This is not just about physical protection, but also about emotional and psychological care. Men tend to protect the women they love in various ways, protecting you when you face problems. If you have a bad day at work, are treated poorly by someone, or feel upset, he will immediately want to do something to make you feel better. Sometimes, he doesn't need to say much, he will simply be there for you, listen to you, and help you vent. Protecting you when you are in public. You will notice this through small but meaningful actions. When walking on the street, he will always walk on the outside to shield you from traffic. When you're carrying something heavy, he will offer to carry it for you. When you're cold, he will offer his jacket. These are not acts of show, but natural instincts of a man who genuinely cares. Protecting you when someone makes you uncomfortable. If someone makes you feel uneasy, he will not hesitate to stand up for you. Even if he doesn't directly confront them, he will express an attitude that lets the other person know that you're not alone. Sometimes, just a glance or a calm but firm word from him is enough to let others understand that you're being protected. The combination of jealousy and protection in love. Mild jealousy combined with the desire to protect is a beautiful expression of love if shown in the right way. It shows that the man not only loves you but also values you and doesn't want to lose you. However, if not controlled properly, jealousy can easily turn into possessiveness and excessive control. How to handle this stage? Show him that you care about him too. If you like him as well, show small signs of affection. This will help him feel more at ease and less worried. Don't intentionally make him jealous. Some people think that making men jealous will make them act faster, but in reality, if it goes too far, it could hurt him or make him withdraw. Let him know you appreciate his protection. When a man tries to protect you, let him know that you feel safe and grateful for it. This will help him feel more confident in expressing his affection. In the end, when men love, jealousy and the desire to protect go hand in hand. They may seem puzzled when they see you getting close to someone else, but they will also be willing to do anything to ensure that you always feel safe and happy. Mild jealousy is not a bad thing as long as it comes from sincere love and doesn't turn into control. The protective instinct is a sign that the man truly values you and wants you to be an important part of his life. Number 5. Curiosity and the desire to understand you more. When men start loving. When a man begins to have feelings for someone, one of the clearest signs is his boundless curiosity about that person. If before, he was only interested in general things, now, he wants to know everything about you, from your likes, habits, and past to your most intimate thoughts. Unlike the initial stages of courtship, when men primarily focus on impressing and attracting the other person, this curiosity marks an important step forward in love. It shows that he is truly serious and wants to understand you on a deeper level, rather than just being attracted to your appearance or superficial traits. Where does this curiosity come from? Curiosity is not just a natural reaction when falling in love, but also a way for men to assess the connection between two people. They want to know if you are truly compatible with them, what common points you share, and most importantly, what role they can play in your life. This curiosity may come from several reasons. He wants to understand you so he can make you happy. Knowing what you like and dislike helps him make you happy in the best way possible. He wants to know if you are the right person for him. When in love, men are not only interested in temporary feelings, but also want to know if you share the same values, life goals, and future direction as them. He is simply captivated by you. When a man is infatuated with someone, he will naturally want to explore everything about that person, from the smallest details to the deepest aspects. Signs that he wants to get to know you better. Men don't always directly say that they want to know more about you, but you can recognize this through the following actions. He asks a lot of questions. If he keeps asking you about your likes, habits, or even small things like, do you prefer coffee or tea? What's your favorite movie? What did you dream of doing when you were a child? Then he is definitely interested in you. These questions are not for casual conversation, but are aimed at creating a complete picture of who you are in his mind. He remembers the small details about you. Another important sign is that he doesn't just ask, but he also remembers the things you say. If you once mentioned a small detail about your preferences, and one day he brings it up or acts based on it, there's no doubt, he's truly paying attention to you. For example, if you once said that you love sunflowers, and one day he shows up with a bouquet of sunflowers, it proves that he remembered and wanted to make you happy. He cares about your past. Not in an investigative or prying way, but he genuinely wants to understand your life before him. He may ask about your childhood, significant experiences, and what made you the person you are today. What was your favorite game when you were little? Is there any memory that you'll never forget? Have you ever traveled anywhere before? These questions help him understand you more and create a deeper connection between you two. He wants to understand your thoughts on love and life. Not stopping at simple questions, he also wants to know about your perspective on life, love, marriage, and your important values. What do you think about long-term relationships? What is the most important thing to you in love? What makes you feel the happiest in life? When a man asks these questions, it means he's not just attracted to you for superficial reasons, but wants to delve deeper into your soul. He listens attentively when you talk. A man who truly cares about you will not just listen, but actively pay attention. He won't be on his phone while you're talking, won't interrupt you, and might even repeat things you've said before. This is completely different from casual conversations because when in love, men want to know every aspect of your life. What to do when a man is at this stage? If you notice that a man is curious and wants to understand more about you, this is a good sign that he genuinely cares. Here are some ways for you to enjoy and develop this relationship. Share naturally, don't be shy or keep too many secrets. If you like him too, let him get to know you better. Ask about him. A relationship should not be one-sided. If he wants to know about you, you should also find out about him to build a mutual connection. Don't rush to test him. Some people intentionally withhold too much information to see if he will persist in getting to know them. This could backfire. Let things flow naturally. In the end, curiosity and the desire to understand are very clear signs of men when they start falling in love. It shows that they are not only attracted to you on the surface, but truly want to connect with your soul. If you're experiencing this stage with someone, enjoy it because it's one of the most beautiful moments of love, when two people slowly discover and understand each other on a deeper level. Number 6. Wanting to show himself. When men start loving. When a man starts to love, he is not only attracted to the other person but also has a strong desire to express himself. This is not just bragging or showing off, but a natural instinct. He wants to show the person he likes the best parts of himself, from his appearance, talents, to his personality and how he treats the world around him. It can be said that this is an exciting yet challenging stage for men in love. They want to make an impression while also trying to remain natural so as not to seem fake. They will do their best to prove that they are worthy of your affection. Why do men always want to show themselves when in love? The desire to express oneself during the early stages of love can stem from several reasons. He wants you to see him in the best light. When men like someone, they want to be the ideal figure in that person's eyes. They want you to see them as strong, reliable, and attractive. He wants to affirm his value. It's not just about impressing you, men also have a need to assert their position in the eyes of the person they love. They want you to know that they are capable, passionate, and able to bring happiness to you. He fears missing out on the opportunity. When a man has feelings for someone, he often fears that if he doesn't express himself at the right moment, he may be overlooked or overshadowed by other men. This fear drives him to put in more effort to score points in your eyes. Signs that a man wants to show himself when in love. He tries to prove his confidence and strength. One of the clearest signs is that he will act more confident than usual. He will stand tall, speak with certainty, and try to present himself as a mature, strong man. When with you, he may take the lead in conversations, make decisions, or show off his knowledge in various fields to impress you. He's more concerned with his appearance. A man who previously may not have cared much about his looks will start paying more attention to his appearance when in love. If he used to wear simple clothes, now he might choose more sophisticated outfits when meeting you. He may even start working out, grooming his hair more carefully, or using cologne to make a good impression. All of this stems from his desire to attract your attention and be appreciated by you. He shows off his abilities and talents. One of the most obvious ways a man expresses himself is by showcasing his talents. If he's good at playing an instrument, he'll purposely pick it up when you're around. If he has a sense of humor, he will tell funny stories to make you laugh. If he's skilled in sports, he may invite you to watch him play or even join him. All of these actions are signs that he wants you to see his strengths and be impressed. He's ready to help you in a generous way. When a man likes someone, he always wants to be the person you can rely on. If you're facing difficulties at work, he will find ways to help or offer useful advice. If you need someone to drive you, he will be ready to be there immediately. If you share a personal issue, he will find ways to make you feel better, even if it's just offering some kind words of encouragement. This action not only shows his care, but also his desire to prove that he is capable of protecting and taking care of you. He tries to impress the people around you. Not only does he want to impress you, but he also cares about how your friends and family perceive him. If he knows your best friend, he will try to act friendly and approachable to win their approval. If he meets your family, he will behave politely, respectfully, and show that he is a responsible man. This not only shows his seriousness in love but also that he truly values you and wants to build a long-term relationship. What to do when a man is at this stage? If you notice a man trying to express himself to impress you, this is a good sign. However, how you respond is also very important. Appreciate his efforts. Don't make him feel like all his efforts are in vain. Give sincere compliments when he does something good. Keep a natural attitude, don't pressure him. If you like him too, let things happen naturally instead of testing him too much. Observe his sincerity. Some people might overdo things to impress, but the important thing is whether he is genuinely acting sincerely. If he only acts this way when you're around, but it doesn't last long, it could be a sign of inauthenticity. In the end, when men love, they will always want to be the best version of themselves in the eyes of the person they like. They will strive to show confidence, talent, strength, and be ready to help you whenever possible. If you notice that a man is trying to express himself for you, it's a clear sign that he is truly serious about you. And if you have feelings for him too, let him know that you appreciate what he is doing. Because in love, it's not just about attraction, but also about recognition and mutual support. Number 7. Fear of being hurt. When men start loving. In love, one of the most difficult emotions that men experience is the fear of being hurt. Despite their strong and confident appearance, when they fall in love, they, like everyone else, have their own anxieties and deep concerns. Therefore, when men begin to love, they not only face the joy of love but also struggle with the fear that their feelings will not be reciprocated or that they will be hurt. This fear comes from many sources. It could be past wounds, lack of confidence, or simply the desire not to appear weak in front of others. These emotions sometimes make men more sensitive in love, even though they may never show it outwardly. Why do men fear being hurt when they love? The fear of being hurt is an integral part of a man's journey in love. Below are some reasons why they may feel this way. Wounds from the past. Past relationships may have left emotional scars. If a man has been cheated on, betrayed, or experienced a painful breakup, the fear of being hurt will be even greater. He may not want to go through those feelings again, so when he loves again, he will be more cautious, even cold and reserved at times. Low confidence. Despite outward appearances of strength and confidence, many men still lack self-confidence in a relationship. They may fear that they are not good enough, attractive enough, or capable enough to keep the person they love. This lack of self-confidence makes them worried that if they love, they will not be loved in return or will be abandoned. Social pressure. In society, men are often expected to be strong and not show weakness. When they love, they may fear that if they express too many emotions, they will be seen as weak or lacking in fortitude. Therefore, they create a protective shell around themselves, even though internally they fear being hurt. Fear of loss. When in love, men not only give their affection but also invest expectations and dreams. They fear that if their love is not reciprocated or if the relationship doesn't succeed, they will face the pain of loss, not only emotionally but also in terms of trust and hope. Signs that a man fears being hurt when he loves. Building emotional barriers. When a man fears being hurt, he tends to build emotional barriers. He may not easily share his innermost thoughts or deep emotions with you. Although he may care deeply and love you, to protect himself, he will keep those feelings hidden and not want you to see his vulnerability. Sometimes, he may unintentionally seem cold or distant because he fears that if he opens up too much, he will get hurt. Hesitation to show affection publicly. Another sign is that he may not want to display affection publicly. Although when he is with you, he is caring and attentive, he may not want to show much affection when in public. He fears that this display will make him vulnerable to others. This might make you feel like he doesn't care, but in reality, he is simply trying to protect himself from potential hurt. Avoiding deep discussions. A man who fears being hurt may avoid deep discussions about the future or emotional matters. When you want to talk about the future of your relationship or about personal matters, he may try to change the subject or avoid speaking clearly about these issues. This is because he fears that if he places too much expectation on the relationship, he will have to face disappointment and hurt if things don't turn out as he hopes. Refusing to admit mistakes. When problems arise in the relationship, a man who fears being hurt may not want to admit his mistakes. He might try to justify, explain, or blame circumstances rather than take responsibility. This comes from the fear that if he admits his mistakes, you will see him as inadequate or undeserving. It's a defensive reaction to protect his self-esteem and ego. Being cautious about revealing the past. A man may hide his past because he fears you will not accept the mistakes or wounds he has experienced. He may not want to share about past relationships, failed romances, or emotional pain because he fears that these will make you feel insecure or unable to trust him. What to do when a man fears being hurt? If you notice a man who fears being hurt, it is important to create a safe space for him so that he can open up. Here are some ways you can help him overcome his fears. Build trust. Show him that you are someone he can trust and that he doesn't have to fear betrayal. Spend time talking and sharing your thoughts and feelings with him. This will help him feel more comfortable expressing himself. Be patient and understanding. Don't force him to open up too quickly. Be patient and give him time to process his emotions. Listen to him sincerely and understand the fears he is facing. Don't criticize him. If he doesn't express his feelings or share his past with you, don't criticize or blame him. Instead, encourage him to open up and understand that this is a gradual process. In the end, the fear of being hurt is an inseparable part of a man's love. He may not show it outwardly, but inside, he fears just like anyone else. If you notice that he is showing these signs, be patient, understanding, and create opportunities for him to open up. Because love is not just about connecting two people but also about trust and protecting each other. Conclusion. When men love, they don't just show affection but also face many complex emotions, including the fear of being hurt. This is an essential part of their love journey, even though they may seem strong and confident. These fears come from past wounds, lack of confidence, societal pressure, and self-expectations. Therefore, when in love, men are often cautious, fearing that their feelings will not be reciprocated or that they will face failure in the relationship. However, this anxiety also drives them to be more careful and thoughtful in the relationship. If you notice signs like hesitation to express emotions or reluctance to share their past, understand that this is how they protect themselves from potential hurt. What you need to do is create a safe space for them to open up, trust, and gradually overcome their fears. Love, despite its challenges and anxieties, is a journey two people embark on together. With patience, understanding, and sharing, you and your man can build a lasting relationship where both feel safe and loved. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. I hope you have found valuable lessons about love and relationships. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. I truly appreciate your support and will continue to bring valuable content in the upcoming videos. Please continue to join me on the journey of learning about love and relationships. See you soon, and I wish you happiness always.